So we have CJ the Champ now and Ula Ulo in back-to-back weeks.
Hell yeah.
You can stop telling me they exist because I know.
Thanks.
I've seen all the comments and I appreciate it. You can stop now. It's over.
Please.
Okay? I had to find a time where I was awake and my wife was awake.
Simultaneously.
Are you done trying to be me? Because like you're just jacking my vibe right now. This is the third time.
It's
I know.
Disgusting. Death Note was my first anime.
That's a lie.
It was my first anime. My first anime was Death. Wait, was it? Yeah, my first anime. No,
it
was
wasn't.
my second anime.
Yeah.
My first anime was Vampire Night.
Yeah.
In hindsight.
And then where did Penguin Drum come in this whole?
Oh God! Is when I was hanging out in the nerd cave upstairs.
Okay, so a while later.
Yeah.
My first, I mean, technically Dragon Ball. I think
We're not gonna count that.
You know, I think technically Dragon Ball Z, Inuyasha. I think is
Inuyasha.
I think that's the most anime I saw. But it was so good. The pervert with the thing, and then his ultimate weakness. Bees?
Yeah.
Oh no, there are bees! And then every 8th episode, he's like, I'm just gonna suck up the bees, I don't care anymore. They're like, no, don't do it, the black hole's ripping, you're gonna suck yourself up till you die. You've never really seen the show, huh? You know what I'm talking about. But then Light Yagami joins my life. And then I realize I've been a villain the whole time.
This anime was my first experience with an anime doing some stupid shit and pissing me the
Okay, so what was the stupid part to you? Because I think I have a scene in mind, but what scene are you thinking of?
When they killed L and then had somebody else solve the murder, solve the freaking thing.
The end of the show. Like,
oh my God.
When I watched it the second time,
right,
I'm like, you can actually see it coming. You actually see it. You get the story as a whole, what they're trying to tell. Because remember, Elle is not the protagonist in the show. And when you watch it again, you're like, yeah, I should have seen it. But when you watch it the first time, you look at the shit like, what the fuck? How? So he just wins. He just murders everybody and it's game over.
And in my defense, it was like only like my second. Yeah, it's like my second anime. So I just wasn't used to the freaking, the plot twist.
But you get it. This is the best anime to ever do it.
Yeah.
You got a superhero who's not a superhero, just has like a super artifact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just his human brain. And then he's evil. Right. And that's the whole setup. What can you do with it?
Yeah.
But he's an actual crazy person.
No, he's literally just a narcissist.
Yeah, sociopath.
All those people that people love to call narcissists on like social media, this is a fucking narcissist right here.
So if you guys hope he doesn't get a public defender, you're not me. I hope he gets the worst defender. Because then you read these crimes and go, what? Right. You did what? All right, here we go.
I'm going to jail!
Yeah, you are, actually.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for another installment of anime's deadliest serial.
What does it say, Inspector what?
Ladies and gentlemen. It is time for another installment of anime's deadliest serial killers. And today we
What is a cooch mooch? What does that mean?
Do you want to know what a cooch mooch is? Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay, you just.
And today we dive into the case of the most notorious serial killer in anime history.
That's what Mr. Beast is. I just can't shake the feeling that he just is like,
a serial
you
killer?
give him a death note and he would just start writing people's names to see what happens.
Yeah.
And that is none other than Kira, aka Light Yagami. And my God was...
Yeah.
Your jacket is making so much noise.
That's for you.
Please stop.
Is none other than Kira, aka Light Yagami. And my God, with all the evidence and the amount of victims this man racked up, this case
He put local crackhead. All right, I'm done.
It's gonna be a beefy one. So let's stop wasting time. So without further ado, it's time to dive in to the Kira case. Light Yagami, one of the most diabolical niggas to ever exist. A man with a kill count that ranges in the 6 figures.
Yeah, buddy.
He had a whole cult praising this guy, thinking that he's the Messiah.
I need somebody to help me glorify God. And stretch your arms, open up your mouth, and say anyway.
But you have to wonder how the actual did this generic ass background character looking toothpick built ass nigga become one of the most notorious mass murderers in fiction? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is why we are here. So first off, we need to know what the hell the weapon was to commit all these homicides.
All right, break it down.
Is the Death Note. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody knows how this thing works, but if you forgot, here's a quick refresher. The human whose name is written in this note shall die. The note will not take effect unless the writer has the person's face in their mind when writing his or her name. Therefore, people sharing the same name will not be affected. If the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen. And finally, after writing the cause of death, details of the death should be written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Now, with all that explained, we can now move into the first major incident. And that is, of course, the first confirmed 52 victims.
Ugly bastard.
Now, when Light first found the death note, when it conveniently dropped right in front of him, he thought to himself, man, this is some bullshit. What is this, a sick joke? Who the hell would believe this? But Light, being a little curious George, decided to take the book.
And it's so innocent at the start.
Home, bro was a little bored. So he ended up thinking in his head, I mean, it doesn't hurt to try it out, right? So Light's intrusive thoughts took over. So he ended up turning on the news and hearing, breaking news! A local crackhead is holding 8 children hostage at a daycare. So Light said, F it, let's write this guy's name down. I mean, he's a crackhead. So 40 seconds later, the news comes back on and says, breaking news! The children have been set free and the assailant just over and died. Well, this man Light was shook. He was like, what? No. It was just a coincidence, right? No fucking way, right? But it was no coincidence.
Now he's got to test it.
Yep.
He's got to test the theory now. Yeah. And this
which is such an unhinged thought to have. And that's how you should have known from jump that something was wrong with him.
And at this point in the anime, you don't know which way it's going.
Right.
You have no idea what kind of person this is. You hear the music, you kind of get the vibe. You know he's got to do something with it. Yeah. But there's this little undertone of justice that makes you think, this could go the nerdy All Might way at any moment.
This local crackhead was the first victim of Light. But Light needed more proof. Because he thought it just had to be a random coincidence that bro had a heart attack when he wrote his name down. So later on that same night, while Light is walking back from cram school, he ends up seeing this lady walking. And these bikers come up and start to harass her. So ugly biker bastard right here ends up saying, hey there, pretty lady. How about you come with a real and come in hot? Spit on that thing for me.
Right.
So these freaky ass niggas tried to redo a Hiller shorty in the parking lot. But Light was in the convenience store watching the whole thing like, not on my watch, you 69 gods. So he wrote Rose's name down and made the cause be of accidental death. And the rest was history. Old girl breaks away while ugly bastard tries to track her down.
Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet.
Truck claims another victim.
And just like that, Light caught another body.
Okay, but where's the isekai he pops up in? Because I just watched one where a guy just kills a random ugly guy. And I would love for somebody to have a callback to this dude dying from the truck. Right. Resurrecting and then getting killed again.
Right.
Yeah.
This man was stunned. He was like, no fucking way.
You did that shit.
I just summoned the truck home. I must be a fucking god. And at this point, Light's god complex was born. This man went back to the crib, locked the door looking like he about to beat that
He said, I'm ready.
I'm about to cleanse this world of its garbage.
Hell yeah.
So this man looked up a list of criminals and just started
going in.
This nigga started writing so fast, it looked like he had an essay due the next day. And he just started racking up bodies. Going crazy, thinking in his head, that ugly bastard that was talking to that little girl the other day, enjoy being employed with Dr. Disrespect.
Oh my God.
And this man went through the whole night just writing down names until
That's
2
crazy.
whole pages
Crazy
were
ass.
And look at this man breathing hard as hell, looking like he just ran 5K. And just off of that one night, this man killed 52 criminals. Now, here's the wild part. That was just criminals that died of heart attacks.
Right.
Because when Interpol got this information, they was like, there could be some people that were unaccounted for. So that death toll could have easily been over 100.
Yeah.
Damn. Yep.
I forgot about that.
Downsides. From the first night, when you were first watching it, what did you think the downsides were?
I didn't really.
Wow.
Yeah.
You really were like, oh, he's vibing.
Yeah. Damn. I was like, he's not wrong. Evil people should die.
This is it. First of all, no due process.
Right.
That was in my era back then. It mattered to me. Mm-hmm. It still matters today. Okay. A lot of false imprisonments, a lot of people in jail for like weed. Like, why are we just killing people based on news articles that are clickbaity?
Right.
And he's supposed to be like this smart, you could tell he's supposed to be like this intelligent guy with a sense of justice.
Yeah.
And it's completely misled. Like, this is just not how you do it, And so I was like, damn, he's just killing people. That's like, immediately, I'm like, he's a villain at day one. Paper space. He didn't care. You know how quickly you can fill a notebook up with people's names and descriptions of death? He didn't start writing tiny in between the lines at any point in this anime.
Well, it has to be organized, babe.
Bro, when you run out of paper, you run out of power. He didn't think to start being efficient with the paper usage.
So after Light racked up all of his first items, the name Kira started spreading like wildfire because Light was constantly dropping off niggas. Every single day he was killing multiple criminals and people all around the world was supporting this man. They had Reddit threads and Discord servers just blazing this nigga. And this just amped up his God complex even more. Bro, just looking at this Light. Yeah, that's right. Glaze me. Abolish this Willie. And of course, now he got this A1 instigating Shinigami Ryuk attached to his hip the whole time now. But even though Light was killing only criminals, at the end of the day, it was still murder. And this is when this man fell for the trap. Now, this is the moment where you just think to yourself, what if Light never made this crucial mistake? And that mistake was killing Linda L. Taylor on live TV. So a worldwide public service announcement comes on TV, and this man announces himself as L. But obviously, this ain't L. But Light didn't know. So Linda L. Taylor starts speaking and saying, "Good afternoon, world. My name is Linda L. Taylor. Kira, if you're watching this, we have a message for you.
Here it is.
You are evil, and you are just a mindless serial killer. And I'm gonna bring your punk ass to justice." So while Light is watching this, here come this instigating ass nigga. Ooh, Light. I'm not gonna lie, that nigga pressing
they coming for your ass.
They coming for you, here comes this man Light. His ego is challenged. You think I'm fucking evil? Quit all that yapping.
Here he goes.
God, and you can suck my divine.
Hell yeah.
So Light got to work quick. He wrote bro's name down in a heartbeat. And after he finished, he was like, yeah, that's right. I'll show the world what happens if you defy me. So 40 seconds later, and Linda L. Taylor has a heart attack, croaks over, and dies.
In front of everybody.
He got it in the bag. What's wrong? Huh? Get the fuck up, huh? Pussy, you talking that shit? Huh?
Kira, I can't believe it. You was one dumbass.
Yeah.
You really think I'd get my introverted ass on TV and f***ing press you like this?
Boom!
You stupid ass. And now I know all your shit. The dude you just killed, he was due for execution today anyway, so he
he was already finna die.
This is not a worldwide broadcast. We only broadcasting this in the Kanto region of Japan.
Now!
I know exactly where you at.
Now!
So come on, motherfucker. Go on ahead and try to kill me. Do it. Come on. I'm waiting for you right
Do
here.
it.
Don't be a pussy bitch. Show me you got something on you. Or is it that you need a name and a face?
Uh-oh.
He got your ass. Could it be me, though?
Kira, know this. On my mama, I'm coming for your bitch ass, and I'm gonna put your ass in the slammer.
Bro, such a nutty event from start to finish.
It was so good.
It was so good, and you have no idea. But this, for me, was so easy. It confirms to me that he's not as smart as he thinks he is. This is all ego. The sense of justice is just a God complex.
Yes.
And he's exposed already.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Now he's not willing to quit.
Right.
So we still got a show here to watch.
Right.
But I knew at that point, I'm like, I knew he was going to fall for this shit. He's so transparent. That's obviously a writer's tool. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to read through the character. I'm just saying I was right.
Yeah.
You know? I don't glaze Light as much as other people do because of those ego flaw.
I didn't know anybody did glaze Light.
Oh, people love, it's not the perfect villain. He's so educated.
What do you mean?
He's the smartest one.
He's just a fucking cocky bastard.
You guys never watched the anime.
Like, what are you talking about?
Watch it with your eyes. He learns to become a better villain as the show goes on. But when this shit started, bro, he was amateur.
He was just a smart, bored teenage boy.
Mm-hmm. That shit's nuts, bro. Damn.
So after this man L played Light like a fool and pressed the living hell out of him, the investigation on Kara went into full effect. So this is where we move on to our next set of evidence and next set of victims. And our first key victim is Raye Penber. Now, Raye Penber was a FBI agent. Yeah, this case got so big that this man L ended up getting help from the FBI to come solve this case.
From the United States.
This shit got.
Yeah, because if they want to murder somebody through assassination, you bring the FBI. They'll do it. They don't care at all.
No, baby, you got the wrong one. It's the CIA.
Light was murdering like 23 niggas a day at this point. He was dropping at least one body an hour and just toying with L the whole time. So L suspected that whoever Kira was had to have ties to the police. Because how the hell would this person be getting all this information on these criminals? And you know, Light's dad is the police chief. So L basically made every single person that had ties to the police be kept under surveillance by the FBI. And Raye Penber's job was to survey Light. And obviously Light didn't need this type of heat. So Light decided, I'm gonna have to put this man in a coffin. So Light came up with this devious ass plan. And that was the bus jacking incident. So for this, Light needed a guinea pig. So he found another local crackhead on the most wanted list, Kichiro Otsuruda.
Not another one.
I just butchered that man's name. So the second part of his plan, he needed a shorty. So this man dialed up one of his shorties on his roster and called her and said, hello?
I'm over here stroking my got lotion on my
Oh my God. What? But why are you telling me that? But why, sir? Why?
My ears were just assaulted.
You gotta warn people before you.
Oh my God.
That's a crime. You can't do that to people.
I'm horny as man. I'm a freak, man. Like for real.
You's a freaky ass.
So the next day, Light ends up meeting the girl to go on their date to Disneyland. And of course, Raye Penber is right behind them, following them, all according to Light's plan. So they end up getting on the bus, and Raye Penber sits right behind them. So about a good 15 minutes
Worst
later,
FBI agent ever.
The next bus stop, and the local crackhead gets on the bus. And this man wasted no time. He cocked back the gun and said, all right, everybody, sit the fuck down and do your best Rosa Parks impersonation. I'm gonna blow this nigga brains out. Sir, please. I ain't playing with you, nigga. So this man called up Disneyland and said, bring out all the cash you made today. And make sure the nigga that's bringing out got on a Minnie Mouse costume. Sir, we're able to comply with your demands, but why the Minnie Mouse costume? So I can get my nut off, nigga. The fuck else you expect?
To Minnie?
Don't it.
To Minnie Mouse?
Don't anybody agree with that? No, not a single one of y'all.
She's not even the best looking of the whole group.
And who would be? Of all the animals that you had to choose from, what would be the sexiest animal bust your nut to?
I'm just saying, it's not Minnie.
So while this lunatic is high out of his mind and
I'm just saying, Clarabelle's right there.
Who the fuck is Clarabelle?
She's the cow.
You like udders. Freaky ass.
Going wild, this man Raye Penber leans over and says, all right, y'all, like he said, stay calm and do your best Rosa Parks impersonation. My name is Raye Penber, FBI. So when this man Light looked at this man's ID, bro just smirked and thought in his head.
He's like, dead.
Stupid ass.
You're dead.
All according to plan. So Light digs in his pocket and drops a piece of paper on the floor. So the crackhead's like, the fuck you moving for, you little shit? You want me to blow your brains out? But Light meant to drop that paper because that was a piece of the death note. So old boy turns around and starts tweaking because he ends up seeing Ryuk behind him. So bro just
that shit was cold, by the way.
Trying to shoot this man Ryuk, but obviously it ain't working. So bro ran up to the bus driver and said, "Oh Lord, get me off this bus!" So the bus driver stops. Bro runs out into the street, and Cartoon comes flying.
Oh my God!
Like the Nickelodeon
I forgot that happened.
Yeah, bro. Such a man. Now we're finally back.
Right.
We go from insane, stupid, egotistical to, oh, he's legendary.
Yeah, like a real fucking plan.
Oh, he's really a villain. In such a short amount of time, he went from average Joe to Joe Mama. I couldn't really find another way to make Joe like a legendary.
I was like, what?
What else? You do one. Average Joe to what?
To
That's right.
It's Drover.
It's Jover. God damn it. It's harder than it looks.
And of course, Light is sitting on this bus with no emotion, looks at his watch, and said, 11:45 on the dot, right on schedule.
It's crazy.
Staged this entire bus jacking. Because using the death note, he made this man board the bus, attempt to hijack it, then jump out and get hit by a car due to accidental death. And then at the end of this, Raye Penber thinks nothing suspicious of this man, because he thought, it couldn't be Kira, because he would have just killed him when he got on the bus. So now this man does not suspect Light, and Light has his name.
Yep.
So after Light boomed the second local crackhead, it was time to move into phase 3 of his plan. So about a week later, at a subway station, he ends up seeing Raye Penber walking. So Light puts on his hood looking like he about to hit a lick. So he gets behind him and says, Raye Penber, don't move a fucking muscle or I'll drop your ass right here. So Light tells this man that he's Kira. And to prove it, he said, look over there. You see that with them glasses on?
No.
I'll drop that right now. And bro right here starts having a heart attack and dies. Bro straight up off this man in the public eye. And then Light told him, don't worry, you shouldn't feel bad for him. He was a registered sex offender.
God
and the
damn.
PDF file. Caught him talking to 3 little boys the other day.
God
so Light gives him
damn.
an earpiece and tells him to board a train. So later on when he boards the train, Light tells him to open the envelope. And he sees all these papers. So Light says in
Write
his ear,
their
write
name.
your boss's name in every single
Every
FBI
name.
agent that came here in Japan. Do what I'ma drop your ass and your bitch right the fuck now.
Again, just the worst FBI agent ever.
But like,
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
they go, hey man, all he needs is your face and your name. And you're watching a suspect. And he gives him his face and his name. Not a fake name. You know how easy it would be for the FBI to get fake identification?
Like,
hey, my name's Raye Peterbond. And here's my thing, Raye Peterbond.
yeah.
Bro, didn't even try to save himself.
Especially because didn't they already suspect at this point that he needed a name and a face?
I think they did suspect it.
Yeah.
But again, it's the FBI. They do what they want.
Right.
I mean, the former president just got shot at. So they're not really top tier. We had this vision. Like they could do whatever they want. And they got dudes with guns 100 yards during public speaking events. Yeah. So why wouldn't they give their face and their name? He wasn't listening in the presentation.
Right.
He slept in class.
He's in the FBI.
Penber writes down all the names. So after this, Light told him, wait
He ain't
30
lie
minutes
there either.
and then get off the train. So 30 minutes pass. Raye Penber gets off the train and it happens.
Boom. I got what I needed
right
from you.
Before the lights went out, this man looked up and saw who Kira was the whole time and thought before he died, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Played.
So after the lights went out for Raye Penber, so did the rest of the FBI's. Because the sheet that Raye Penber wrote those names on, Death Note sheets. So the other 11 agents that were in Japan and his boss shortly died right after Raye. And just like that, Light Yagami did the unthinkable. This man bitched the FBI. Because the director of the FBI calls Elle and tells him,
he said, I'm out.
I'm sorry, but
America's gonna have to pull out of this.
Yep.
This shit's getting out of hand. Now, it seems that Light is ready to make his victory lap, but there was one problem. There was a loose end, and that loose end was Raye Penber's fiance, a former FBI agent. So she did some snooping around and quickly figured out whoever Kira was had to be on that bus. Also, she ended up figuring out that he can kill in other ways besides a heart attack. So a couple days later, she goes to the police station because she's basically figured out this entire thing. All she needs to know was who was on the bus. So when she goes to the police station and asks to speak to Light's dad, who is over the case, just by coincidence, Light walks in and overhears her talking about it. So Light was like, who the hell is this bitch? So he walks up to her and tells her, hi, excuse me, ma'am. My name's Light. Pleasure to meet you. You see, my dad is the chief of the police force, so I can help you out real quick. You know what I'm saying? So they end up walking outside and they start chatting it up. So the first thing Light asks is, Miss Beautiful Miss,
what's your name?
Can I have your name? So she says, my name's Shoko Maki. So Light already has the name. So his plan was to just talk her up, figure out what she knows, and if she knew too much, he was gonna offer. So they kept on talking, and she just kept on yapping. But everything she said was right. And the real stinger was, she said that, so my fiance said that he showed somebody his ID, and he wasn't was supposed to. So whoever he showed his ID to, that's most definitely Kira. So Light was like, shit, she knows way too much. She got to die now.
Power number 2. Sociopath 101, not shown when you're caught.
Right.
And I love that they kept it consistent throughout the whole anime.
Yeah.
Whenever he got, he didn't show it in his face or do the little, or the Ichigo would be chopped the fuck up. He can't keep his cool, bro. But yeah, bro, Light cool. He's a cool cucumber.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's nuts.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he's
sociopath.
Insane.
Yeah, he's actually unhinged.
Because if they pull up them bus cameras, Light's cooked. So here go this sinister ass. So
Here
Bro
we
starts
go.
asking her questions, but in reality, he's writing down her name. So Light thinks he's got her. But a couple of more seconds pass, and she's still alive.
She's still yapping.
So Light ends up figuring out because Ryuk's ass was laughing at him the whole time that she used the alias. So that was not her real name. So Light is starting to panic. It is do or die right now. Because if she gets back to the police station, he's done. So he pulled this last trick out of his ass.
Here we go.
And told her, well, you see, ma'am, it's going to be actually impossible for you to go back to the police station because they're very busy right now. But it's okay, though, because I'm on the Kira task force. Oh, my gosh, really? Yeah, I have connections to L, too. So this Pinocchio, long-nosed, lying-ass nigga basically baited her and told her, you know what, man, you are really smart. You should join the task force with us. All you got to do is show me your ID so I can check your credentials. So obviously, she jumped at the idea. She wants to bring her fiance's killer to justice. So she whips out her ID and it's over. Light saw her real name, wrote it down, and made the Cosby of unaliving herself. So right before tragedy was about to strike, she asked this man, why do you keep on looking at your watch? Oh, because I'm Kira. Duh, stupid bitch. And it was over. She ended up walking away, and she's going to unalive herself in GTA. And while she's walking away, this sick was just talking and saying, oh, ma'am, what's wrong? You still need to use my phone, right? I thought we were going to catch Kira. And what makes this even more tragic, they never found her body. We don't know what the hell happened to her. All we know is that she unalived herself. And with that, the bus-jacking incident comes to a close.
Oh, such a good scene, dude.
So tragic.
Oh, man.
And it was one of those things that, like, pisses you off because you're like, she was so smart at the beginning. Yeah. But it also just shows you how good he is at, like, emotionally manipulating the people that he interacts with.
You know what it is, bro? That's all true, obviously. Number one, that's exactly what you're supposed to say. Mm-hmm. Another way to put it, he just ran in a team fight with no ult and just pump faked all them niggas. I'm out fight. I'll fucking kill everybody in here. And they all scatter. And you go, I ain't even had that shit.
To translate all of this for our Zoomers, right? Yeah. For our Zoomers, he rizzed her up out of her yacht. And then she
threw it back.
Unalived herself.
Okay. Damn. You were doing so well. Then she self-murdered.
Alrighty, chop, moving on.
Cinema!
More people dying.
It's so good now.
The board for our next set of evidence. Now, obviously, we know Light's biggest opposition is L, one of the smartest characters in fiction. This nigga's anime Sherlock Holmes, and this man was on Light's ass 24/7 because he always had a hunch that Light was Kira. I mean, he literally walked up to bro and said, "Hey, man, my name's L, and I think there's a 5% chance that you're Kira."
What?
I'm not sure all the way, but there's like a 5% chance, bruh. He had this man join the Kira task force to keep an eye on him more. He even had cameras set up in his room, watching him 24/7. So you know damn well that he was watching him yanking his shit.
Damn! I never thought about that. Why did you?
He's a sociopath. There's no way he cared about that.
Oh, you don't think so? Do sociopaths not? Fuck.
Oh, look at you fucking crazy ass, freaky ass. Like I'm breaking your heart.
No, I
do think that.
I just didn't know that sociopaths didn't
His meat was unbeat. Same to y'all, freaky little boy. No, he's crazy. He doesn't care. He definitely can compartmentalize.
The guy from American Psycho fucked all the time.
But it was written by a woman.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't? Just throw out shots. Am I hitting? Is this it?
action. You think Light was cracking Misa? Fuck no, he hated this bitch.
No.
Let me go ahead and introduce the accomplice. The second Kira, Misa. Absolute brain dead. This girl suffers from brain rot.
No, that's not fair at all. That's not fair.
She was pretty...
She's a fanatic.
Dumb.
But she had vibes.
My love, look at the color of her hair.
Head empty, just vibes though. She was vibing.
So does that not mean that she's brain dead?
No, she got... It's like an EDM concert.
And she's just
I didn't like that
with this nigga. And the reason why is because her parents were murdered. And lo and behold, guess who brought justice to the murderer? Yeah. Off that nigga. And how she got a death note is even crazier. One night she was walking home and she got approached by some crazy ass stalker nigga. And he was ready to kill her. So a Shinigami named Jealous, that was weirdly in love with her, decided to save her life and kill the stalker at the...
I mean, she's a cute blonde bitch, obviously. Some otherworldly creature is gonna be like, oh, like, that's my cup of tea.
Right.
That's how that works.
Cost of his life. So Rim
decided,
I might as well give her the death note.
And then the girl is the one. Yeah, the guy is the one that liked her. Then the girl is the one that gives her the death note.
Would have wanted it this way. And tada, Miss Brainrot became the second Kira. So Light decided to use her because she had the Shinigami eyes and she could see any person's name just
which is so freaking cool, and that's what he needed.
Halving your lifespan.
But the half your lifespan bit.
I'll take it.
Wow. There's real like crazy people stuff.
There's like not a lot of things that I wouldn't take that trade for.
Crazy people things to half is crazy.
I'm just saying, if my goal is to bring justice, right? That's my singular focus. What is half of my life to that grand person?
You remember what he talks about, right? That's not the only thing. He wants to live in the world also. He wants the cake.
But she don't give a fuck. I'm talking from Lisa's point of view.
But what about your point of view?
What about my point of view?
You just said you would take the deal.
I would take it.
So then explain your point of view, crazy person.
I just did. If I am in the grand pursuit of justice,
but what
is half of my life?
Okay, but answer the question with your actual goals in life. Like read books and make a bar, but you got to kill a couple people to get the loan pass.
Hey, man. Who are they, right? Who are the people? Because I have a list.
Oh, God.
I have a list right now.
List? She doesn't have a list. That's a hypothetical list, a fake list. She don't really have a list. Never mind. I should have never asked. I was
especially if I don't have to have a hand in it, right? Like, I don't have to physically do it myself. It just will happen.
It's getting worse.
I have a long-ass list for that.
This is incriminating.
But Light knew he needed her to dep in his bag so he could kill people 10 times easier. So he made her pose as his girlfriend. So time passes, and one day, Elle ends up capturing Misa, suspecting her of being the second Kira. Because they raided her apartment and just found a bunch of shit. So she got put in confinement. So Light said, it's time to activate my master plan. So to make sure Misa did not confess, he had Rim make her relinquish ownership of the Death Note so it would wipe all of her memories of it. Then had Rim and Ryuk swap notebooks. And in the notebook, he wrote down 2 BS rules that basically said, if the person that is using the notebook hasn't wrote down a name in 13 days, they die. And if you destroy the notebook, all the humans that have used it will die. So he told Rim, go give this notebook to a greedy, power-hungry bastard and let them become Kira, while I give myself up to Elle, relinquish ownership of the Death Note, and go into solitary confinement.
Also, those blindfolds and headphones, I forgot about that. Yeah, such a nice touch,
For a total of 50 days.
Damn, I didn't know it was that long.
Because on day 7 of his confinement, Light gave up his ownership of the Death Note and lost all of his memories of it to take all suspicion off of him. And on day 15, the murders started back up again. And the person murdering these people was Mr. Kyosuke Higuchi of the Yotsuba group. So him and this group decided to kill other businessmen to further the growth of their company. These niggas was Disney just building a bigger monopoly. But their downfall was they had some rats. And that was these two right here. Because they basically sold out and was talking to L the whole time. So over time, after Light and Misa was released from confinement, and L and Light,
she was mad too.
Smartest niggas on the earth working on the case simultaneously, ended up figuring out that it was Higuchi. So one night, they end up baiting him out with a fake broadcast saying that they're about to reveal who Kira is. So later on, while this man is speeding down the road, he ends up getting stopped by a cop. So the cop do his thing. He like, license and registration, please. So Higuchi's like, all right. But this man was not reaching for the license. He was reaching for the death note. And he made the Shinigami ideal so he could see the officer's name.
Of course
so
he did.
wrote bro's name down, then just hit the gas and took off. So this man starts a whole high-speed chase running from this cop. And about 5 seconds later, the cop ends up having a heart attack and crashes into the back of a truck.
That makes sense. He wrote the name down.
Shut the fuck up.
That's how the death note works.
Yeah, he was in a high-speed chase, hit the truck, bro. Damn.
Damn, this nigga's on a tear. So
that's not the part I want you to see.
Units, arrest this nigga. And
they jump on his ass.
From Death Note to Tokyo Drift. So this man had the whole task force chasing him, L Light and Watery in the chopper, and they was not playing games. They said this shit ends tonight. So while this man Higuchi is speeding on the road, this man runs into a police blockade. So he ends up getting cornered and he is trapped. So he tries to drive the other way, but FaZe Watery is up here on the helicopter. And says, not on my watch, fuckboy. And shoots his tire out, makes him.
That reminds me of that old man that be shooting the sniper on all the clips on TikTok. Yeah, that's what that reminds me of.
Crashes into the wall, and it was over for Higuchi. They surrounded that man, so they cuff him, pin him down, and they start interrogating him
and blindfold him.
This master manipulator.
Okay. So this is the craziest shit, right?
I vaguely remember this part,
Because now after he relinquished the Death Note, right? You're thinking there's actually a potential for him to cleanse here. See the error of his ways. See, I thought.
Look at the destruction you have wrought.
Yeah. I thought he would see. Because it's like you wipe my memory today and I jump back in this marriage. I will fall in love with you all over again.
Oh, that was so cute.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would be like, damn, my life is great. Like, this is awesome. This shit rocks. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But say you're a mass murderer, for example. Just follow me. You murdered hella people and you get to live like you were just a high schooler again.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll see, damn, being a high schooler's not that bad. Maybe being the pursuit of being a god is a bit much right now.
Right. But the memory wipe doesn't take away the psychopathy and narcissism.
But you do know what you knew when you didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You didn't know what it was to not be a narcissist, thus allowing you to reflect on your actions objectively.
Okay.
Which, psychology-wise, is an experience humans cannot ever have. You can't ever reflect on yourself with the absence of yourself, like how everyone else sees you.
Yeah.
But in this case, he could. That's where I thought they were going with this.
Right.
And then I thought the rest of the show was going to be him balancing within himself. Like, damn, how do I continue forward knowing the damage I'm causing?
Yeah.
Nope.
So you trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Still.
Which is crazy.
Still.
I had big gave up on him.
I was like, oh, this is his only chance.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, no.
I had been gave up on him.
Plan comes full circle.
Yeah, here it goes.
While they're interrogating him, Higuchi tells him that there is a notebook that allows him to do all of his killings. So Light Dad goes in and searches the car, and he finds the death note. So when he touches it and starts looking through it, he ends up seeing Rim and freaks the fuck out. So then the other detective comes over, and he says, Chief, are you all right? The fuck you screaming for? So that man L says, bring the notebook over to the helicopter. So L gets the notebook and just starts staring into nothingness, just going into a deep thought. But he ended up realizing there has to be more than one notebook because there were two Kiras. And while that was happening, Light was like, let me see it. And Light grabbed the notebook and started drinking. All the way he entered the avatar state. Every single memory came back into this man's head. So L was like, bro, are you good? And Light was like, oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine. It swaps over to his face and it's over. This nigga just thinking,
this nigga's evil.
I've won.
This nigga's evil.
To play it So this man pulls out a piece of paper that he had in his plucks himself and makes him bleed, and writes down Higuchi's name with his blood. And 40 seconds later, while they're taking him back to the car to arrest him, Higuchi has a heart attack, falls to his knees, and dies. And look at this man's face, bro. It is all over. It was just about to get
wild. That shit is so hype to me because you don't understand. I really thought he was going to take... I did. I thought he was going to take the notebook and actually shed a tear for the first time.
That's crazy.
I thought he was going to be like, damn, look how far we've gone.
Yeah.
Right? Like, look how... Like, I gave it to another guy in pursuit of justice. He just killed innocent people. And I'm supposed to be a just... Nope.
Yeah.
He just was like, oh, I'm a genius. It's like when I shoot a video and I forgot I say something, I go, oh, I agree with me. I'm right.
Yeah.
It's the Tony Ferguson all over again.
So they get back to headquarters and they start looking over the Death Note, and they find those fake bogus rules that Light made. And that fake 13 days rule basically cleared him and Misa's name. So they were off the hook. So this is when Light's mass manipulation went overboard. He made Misa go find the other Death Note, gain all of her memories back, then left a note saying, yeah, you remember that guy L? Find his real name and kill him. So she makes the Shinigami ideal again, cutting her lifespan in half again. And he makes her start killing people again. And this is where Rim ended up realizing what Light's full plan was. And that was to get suspicion back on Misa so that Rim would have to intervene and kill L to protect Misa, because Rim deeply cared about Misa. So it was pretty much wraps from here. The power goes out, and she had already killed Watery. This old man fighting for his life. So he ends up deleting all the data, and then a few seconds later,
to save people's lives.
L
there it is.
A heart attack. Falls over.
That's
and
it.
Before he dies, the last thing that he sees.
What does he see?
Evil, dick-headed ass smirk, just to rub it in at the last second. And the lights went out. L was dead.
I was so angry.
Oh my gosh.
I was so angry.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
Him off, bro.
I was trying to figure out how L got out of this situation.
Yep. They're running out of resources.
Yeah.
They've been played for like the third or fourth time.
Yeah.
They cleared the actual killer.
Yeah. Yep. I was like, I'm trying to figure out how L gets out of this situation. Because I was like, there's no way that they killed the main guy of the show.
Yeah. One of the main characters.
Yeah. You know, like you said, he's not the protagonist, but he is. He's the protagonist, and Light is the villain, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's when I just I quit for a while.
Yeah. I mean, I could see you being like, this is the end of the anime.
Yeah.
For sure.
I was so pissed off. And I was like, what do you mean there's more to this anime? Yeah.
When I watched it, it was just coming out. So there was a big delay between watching this and the next episode.
Yeah.
It was enough time to get over it, and you had to watch or there'd be spoilers.
Now here comes the attitude.
He's still dead.
Look at this fucker. He's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
It was the Shinigami guys. You know, y'all, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I really do hate this nigga. But I have to admit, game is game. This man is the best mass manipulator right beside this bastard. So then later he ends up finding Rim's pile of ashes because she died because she was saving Misa, and Light just casually takes his death note back. So after this, Light was about to go on another mass murder requiem. This man stands at the top of the building, pulls out his pen, and just
oh my God.
People that were on the task force that were basically convicts, it was raps for them. Like Nina Williams. She's out there riding her motorcycle. She has a heart attack, crashes the motorcycle, and dies. And this next one was tragic. This dude right here, Iber, his wife and kid walks in the room, and the kid's like, Daddy! Just to see his dad's corpse fall on the ground. Oh man, and y'all remember the Yotsuba group? They thought they were scot-free. Renji gets up and tells Suguru that we did it, man. This is a new start for Yotsuba. Yeah, man, our stock is about to roar. Just for
I'm
this
sorry,
man to
you're
fall
criminals.
Over. blood, and old boy right here knew he was cooked. He has a heart attack. And every single member of the Yotsuba group died. But Light didn't stop there. Now, I have a theory, because they didn't confirm this, but I honest to God think that this is true. While he's on this killing montage, it shows all the past news reporters that have reported on this man. Now, you see this woman right here. Peep this. On this board where it shows a bunch of criminals being wiped
she's there.
out, she is on the bottom right, and her picture goes out. So that tells me this nigga killed all of the news reporters
who talked about
shit about him. I'm actually fucking sick.
The PR.
Press. Y'all can suck my dick, TMZ. And after this, it just got worse. Over the next 5 years,
was it that long?
Increased tenfold because there was nobody that could stop him.
Damn, I don't remember shit about this show.
This man had to have dropped off at least 100,000 plus. Nigga, America claimed him as law, judge, jury, and executioner because they couldn't do nothing. Look at George Bush old ass. He ain't do shit. But I can't blame the old nigga because Light's reign of terror just got worse and worse.
God damn.
And worse.
Damn.
I mean, the nigga can control Truck Coon on command. The most chilling thing this man ever did was go to L's grave and just start derangingly laughing his ass off. Look at he has his ass up. He's twerking at his grave and spitting on his shit. I mean, look at that thing. That shit is moving. This nigga Light said, "Eat my testicles." And with Light's victory, we now move into our final set of evidence. Now, at this point in time, Light has taken the mantle of L. Yes, Light just didn't kill L. He took his whole flow, his whole name. And L's successors, Near and Mello, are now on his ass. So Mello and the Mafia decided to kidnap the director of the MPA so they could trade him for the Death Note. So guess what Light did? Ding, 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 you probably guessed it. Light kills the director of the MPA, so the Mafia will lose their leverage. But guess what? That's just the start of this last little list that I have. So you want to hear some more terrible shit? I got you. So since Light killed the director of the MPA, Mello and the Mafia decided, let's kidnap this man's sister so they can get more leverage. So after this whole trade went down and they got back his sister, she was so traumatized by this experience. Her mind was broken. She was so fucked up she couldn't even talk. Had her in a wheelchair and everything at
Forgot that happened.
And his sister was sadly a victim of his actions. But guess who also was a victim of his actions? His daddy.
His dad.
This man used his dad as a pawn. So to get back that Death Note, Light decided to relinquish his. It made Misa send a message that said, Kira will be relinquishing his Death Note to somebody in the task force. And guess who took ownership of that Death Note? And made the Shinigami ideal. His daddy. So later on, they end up raiding Mello's hideout. And at the end of the raid, Light tells his dad to confront Mello. So while Light's dad is confronting Mello, Light's dad was hesitant about writing his name down and killing him. So one of the dudes that was left alive shoots his dad in the back, and Mello blows up his hideout. So after this, they are in the hospital and Light's dad is about to die. So you know what this sick, pathetic bastard does? He says, Dad, please, before you go, you've got to write his name down.
Is this serious?
Come on, motherfucker, help me out here, damn it. Do something useful for your son before you fucking die.
Oh my God. Get him the fuck out of here. Get him the, please. Black, get him the fuck out of here.
Like, I can't begin to tell you how pathetic this shit was.
Yeah, this now it's like it started getting sad.
Desperate.
It's like not only was I tired of watching the show, I was ready for it to wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, he's falling in the worst way possible.
I need him to just be done.
Like, bro, get it together, dog. Please. It's
like
not
watching
working.
BJ Penn keep fighting when he clearly don't want to fight
don't talk about that. You remember when he lost to Ryan Hall? Oh, damn.
Dad is about to die because of your actions, by the way, and you begging this to get somebody's name for your personal gain. Sick bastard. And this wasn't even the worst part. Since his dad had the Shinigami eyes, he looked at Light and said,
Oh, sonny boy, I'm glad to see that you not Kira because I could see your lifespan. I could die at peace.
Dead.
This man's dad died not knowing that his son was Kira because
but
he
that's good
relinquished
for
that
him,
death
though.
note. Because the thing was that if you were a user of the death note, a person with Shinigami eyes could not see your lifespan. So his dad died living a lie. Sickening shit. And his blood is on Light's hands. So this man joins Doflamingo in the Patricide Club. Now we've come down to our
nice
last
reference.
major victim. And this one was just peak manipulation. So while Kira's influence was growing stronger in the world, and Light was out here inciting riots to stop Nier, he needed the right people to spread his message. So the ex-Kira, Teru Mikami, who was basically Light's right-hand man, that he personally chose after making Misa relinquish her death note again and losing all of her memories, decided we need a change of management. So this fat nigga, Demi Gawa, who was the leader of Kira's kingdom and the spokesperson for this cult, decided to stream their Sunday service on TV.
Tell me how you feel now.
Right.
So Mickey said, fuck these niggas.
Look at your neighbor.
Deletes every single one of these lunatics on live TV. Delete. Then he saved Demi Gawa's fat ass for last. He said, the doors of the church are open for you.
But why?
So after Mikami disbanded the Church of Kira, he chose a loyal supporter of Kira to be the next spokesperson. And that was Kiyomi Takeda, Light's ex-girlfriend back in
I was wondering what happened
to her.
So you see
where this is probably gonna go, right? So Light convinced the task force that we should use Shorty to get some more leverage on Kira and find out who that is. But obviously, Light had ulterior motives with her. So one night, he meets up with her. So here go this manipulation Riz. How you doing, Shorty? You looking as fine.
With his whole suit on.
And he just had her in the palm of his hand. So he basically told her, look, Shorty, I'm Kira. And I see that my dog has chosen you as my spokesperson. So I'ma make you the goddess of the new world. And she was so ecstatic. She was entrenched in this nigga. And yeah, y'all could probably guess what happened after this. Now they don't show it, but let's be real. Light laid the pipe on her ass.
How good is that shit?
So after Light got done getting his freak on and getting Takeda to work with him, he had Shorty basically being another Kira. So he made Mikami make a fake notebook and sent the actual names to Takeda, bringing her in and making her do some damn killing.
So
she was just
complicated.
dignitized. She had that Jeffrey Dahmer syndrome when Shorty was just fiending over that nigga for some odd reason. But time for shit to get crazy. So one day, Takeda ends up getting ran up on and kidnapped by Mello. So a couple hours passed and Mello started trying to interrogate her. Bro pulled out the gun and said, all right, chop, chop. Take off them clothes and start shaking them booty cheeks.
God
blow your fucking brains out, bitch. So while she starts stripping, she ends up taking a piece of the death note out that she had in her bra.
I kind of remember this.
Transporting her in the back of this truck. She ends up calling Light and she on the phone saying, oh my God, baby, please help me. This weird nigga came, put me in the back of a truck and told me to shake my booty cheeks. So Light said, baby, calm down. Now, did you do what I told you to do if you ever got in a situation like this?
Kill yourself?
And that is what she did because she wrote Mello's name down and killed that nigga. But Light, being a sick and twisted bastard, decided, nah, I'ma get as much out of you as I can until your gas tank is empty, bitch. So Light told her on the phone,
the time has come. Execute order 66.
So he made her call up Mikami and made her tell him, send me as many criminals as you can so I can go on a killing spree. So while she was doing that, Light was just sitting in the car on the way to go pick her up. And in his head, he just said, man, you know what? You should have never went to that frat party without me, bitch.
Damn.
And it was all over for Shorty. Light made her unalive herself by burning herself alive and setting everything on fire to get rid of every single piece of evidence.
That's crazy.
Just like that, that was Light Yagami's final victim. Because
so
the next day,
I know.
on January
That's villainous.
28th, this nigga got... Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, with the final confrontation with Nier, Light got cooked.
Oh my gosh, finally we're here,
we
bro.
We made it. We did it.
He can't keep getting away with this.
Now, so sad, bro. Nier read this motherfucker like a book. It was actually fucking hilarious seeing this nigga lose his mind. Because Mikami utterly failed. So Light tried to pull a fast one, but Matsuda just dumped bullets in his ass. So for Light to escape, Mikami just unalived himself. Nigga committed seppuku, and Light just ran away. But they didn't even bother chasing him. He was done. So Ryuk, watching over the whole thing, was just like, well, I'll give it to you, Light. You was one entertaining motherfucker. But I need my notebook back. And on January 28th, 2010, anime's most deadliest serial killer dies of a heart attack. Man, how everything comes full fucking circle, doesn't it, buddy?
Man.
Circle of life.
All right, everybody, it's time for our final tally. Now, obviously, keeping kill count in this is literally impossible.
Right.
Because they were mad off-screen deaths. And he just wasn't killing criminals. He was killing innocent people, too.
Regular
people with just petty crimes. He probably killed your ass if you got a speeding ticket. But
Sure
this
did.
motherfucker was just evil. I mean, you know how many families he probably tore apart?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A lot. Shit, one like equals one prayer for these families, man. But here's what we'll do. If one of y'all can get an actual reasonable number and people actually agree with you, I'll pin the comment and we'll make that our number.
Oh,
you know what that number gonna be right now? Drum roll, please.
A lot. I love it.
It is what it is. I mean, I ain't lying. Anyways, man, case closed. And that is another installment of Anime's Deadliest Serial Killer.
Let's see, is there a pinned comment?
Yeah, let's check it out. I love how, dude, in this one, he literally just went through the freaking story line by line and was like, it's so villainous. He don't have to add no extra explanation. He don't have to add no numbers. Just explain to you the theory behind it. And you're going to be like, that's crazy.
Yeah, this nigga is a villain.
Have we checked on the writer of this anime since then?
Right. All right. For all his crimes, including ones listed in the sequel/continuation manga, Light Yagami's sentence in the U.S. would be 33,890 years in prison.
Wow.
Counted most killings as single murders and group killings, with the difference being he did do a bunch in a row. First degree murder, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but how many?
Okay.
You didn't tell us how many.
Yeah, I don't think I know there's not a number. And so that's why I was like, I'm not going to hold my breath for an actual number. You know, you said 100,000. I'm like, that makes sense.
I'm going to say 1 million.
Yeah, you know, he could have got through a lot of names. It was 4 different Kiras at some point or another.
Let me see your phone.
On an iPhone, all you do is swipe down and you hit the
okay. So let's say he killed 24 people a day.
That's not enough.
Shut up.
Okay.
Times 365.
That's not enough days. Yeah.
Okay. And then he did it for like 7 years. Okay, no, that's not enough.
That's not.
Okay. Yeah. Let's say he killed 100 people a day.
That's way more people than that, bro.
That's just 60.
Go ahead, type it in. For 7 years.
365 days for 7 years.
Yeah.
That's 255,500 people.
That's a reasonable amount of people.
Well, because I mean, you have to think, okay, you could calculate like writing speed and then how long does it take to write like
That's what I think we should do.
Right? I'm not doing that.
That's what we should do. I should time you. Let me time you on how to write different names for a minute.
But also I have to be able to write it in Japanese and I can't write in Japanese.
And you also have to be able to see their face while you do it. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe 100 a day is reasonable because you have to see faces as well as names.
You have to go through like databases.
They did a good job in the anime showing if you had this much power, how complacent would you be with it? Very. We'll see you guys in the next one. I'm glad we got to hang out with this one. This is a personal favorite for both of ours.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching with us. And CJ, drop another one.
Damn. just like that. We need more. Peace.